Hello and welcome to another episode of Making a Difference. I'm your host, Cindy Ashton from the Daily Ad Brief, coming to you from New York City. And we are going to head over to Colorado, such a beautiful state, beautiful mountains, and meet such an inspired woman. Her name is Aja Duniven from the Global Peace Train. And wait until you hear what she does. Hello, Aja, and welcome to the show.
Hi, Cindy. Thanks so much for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here. Tell us more about this Global Peace Train. It's very obvious what it does, but how does it do it and what does it do?
Well, Global Peace Train was birthed in 2009. I went to 5 different continents and explored how different cultures play. And from these interviews and this time with different cultures, different people of all ages, this imaginary world called Presentville came to life. And all the characters inside of it are animated characters that people dress up in full costume and become the characters, and then board the Global Peace Train to have it and make a difference in the world.
That's so interesting. So you're traveling to these 5 continents, you're meeting with all these phenomenal humans. And when they board, they get all dressed up and board this Global Peace Train. What happens on this peace train and how is that changing them in the world?
Well, each character, we call them avatars because they're used also in extended reality technology. So virtual reality, augmented reality, all the buzzwords around the metaverse. So as somebody becomes one of these characters, we scan them in 3D, and then they're able to tell different stories from often their own point of view. So, for example, we have Sammy the homeless bear. And often those who play him are actually homeless themselves. And so using the avatar, they can tell part of their story. They can remain anonymous, which often creates more truth and more honesty and more vulnerability in the storytelling, and also is a really fun and engaging way to tell a story. Makes it a little more lighthearted than kind of the raw truth, although that's also part of each of the avatars.
Aja, that's so interesting to me. And I love that you're allowing people to have a voice, but you're giving them the safety that we're not actually seeing their face. And instead, they're through that avatar, they get to tell their story and feel like they're heard and seen. And I can only imagine that you probably get a lot of people feeling like they're healing through this journey.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of avatars that focus on healing of different sorts. The Weeping Woman is one that comes to mind. She bears witness to all the suffering in the world, but also weeps for joy. And what does that look like as an individual and as a community? One of the avatars that I'm really excited about is working with the foster youth. It shows really how this technology can bring benefit, because foster youth, they cannot show their video, they can't show their faces in their foster families, they can't be shared. So often, they feel invisible already going through this traumatic experience, but then, they can't be seen or share their story. And so the avatar we are creating with the foster youth was birthed out of their stories and out of their minds and out of interviews that we did with real individuals through the foster care system. And now we're creating a tool that they can share their stories anonymously and hopefully, feel heard and seen, but also hopefully impact the actual foster care system. So that's a great example of how these avatars can be used and create benefit.
So that's remarkable. Truly, you're able to get to the communities that really, like you said, completely have no voice, and it's not safe for them to have a voice. And you're literally helping them not only to have a voice, but actually change the systems. I love the work you're doing. You're remarkable. Thank you so much for being on the show today. It's amazing.
Thank you for having me. I always love a chance to tell a good story and engage the avatars more in the world.
That's amazing. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Cindy.
And for those of you watching yet another episode of Making a Difference, thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to connect with Aja, please go to dailyadbrief.com, and we will see you on another episode very soon.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.